Imagine an enemy you cannot see. It makes no sound. It leaves no immediate trace. It needs no soldiers, no tanks, no aircraft. It arrives silently, and when you realize it's there, it's already too late. For decades, governments and military leaders around the world feared an invisible threat capable of destroying not through explosions, but through panic, fear, and uncertainty. That threat had a short, simple, and terrifying name: anthrax. Throughout the 20th century, anthrax became the ultimate symbol of biological warfare, not because it was new, but because it was disturbingly effective. Its spores could survive for years. It required no massive infrastructure. It did not choose between soldiers and civilians. It simply contaminated and waited. Unlike bombs or firearms, anthrax does not destroy buildings. It destroys something far more powerful: the sense of safety. The mere suspicion of its presence was enough to shut down entire cities. Buildings evacuated, mail systems halted, borders tightened. No explosions, no gunfire, just fear spreading faster than any army ever could. During the Cold War, while the world lived under the shadow of nuclear annihilation, some nations looked for weapons that could go even further. If a nuclear bomb could erase a city, a biological weapon could erase public trust itself. Anthrax moved to the center of secret programs and classified research. Hidden laboratories, silent experiments, files locked away for decades. The goal was not just victory on the battlefield, it was psychological collapse. This weapon had no front lines. There was no warning, no clear enemy. The battlefield was everyday life. A letter, an enclosed space, a routine action, and suddenly nothing felt safe anymore. What made anthrax so terrifying was not only its lethality, but its uncertainty. People didn't know if they had been exposed. They didn't know when symptoms might appear. They didn't know who to trust. Fear became contagious, and the world would eventually see just how powerful that fear could be. Even limited criminal uses of anthrax were enough to cause global alarm. Government buildings evacuated, emergency protocols activated, entire populations glued to the news wondering if they were next. No missiles were launched, no cities were bombed, yet the psychological damage was immense. Anthrax revealed a brutal truth. Modern warfare didn't need explosions anymore. It only needed doubt. And once fear took hold, it spread faster than the weapon itself. That realization forced humanity to confront a hard question: should some weapons simply never exist? Anthrax became the symbol of a line that should never be crossed, a weapon that does not end when the war ends, a weapon that lingers in the environment, in memory, and in fear. This led to international action. Nations came together to ban biological weapons entirely. The Biological Weapons Convention marked a rare moment in history when countries collectively agreed that certain forms of warfare were inhuman. Anthrax was no longer just a disease, it became a warning. A reminder of what happens when science is turned into an instrument of terror rather than progress. A reminder that the most dangerous weapons are not always the loudest or the most destructive. Sometimes the deadliest weapon is the one you cannot see. Because the true power of anthrax was never just in its ability to kill, it was in its ability to make the world feel unsafe. And that may be the most terrifying weapon of all. If you made it this far, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Do you think humanity has truly learned from this dark chapter of history? See you in the next video.